talk about Diwali celebrations. This is one of my most favorite time of the year. I love this time, and my fondest memory from growing up in India during Diwali is the entire preparation time, what things get ready and how we get things ready for the 5-day celebration of Diwali. Now the actual celebration, you'll be surprised, starts on Dashera, which is the last day of Navratri. This is the day when people buy new books for the coming year. So that's the day you could buy your checkbooks, buy notebooks, order crisp bills from your bank, because our family tradition is throughout the year when we give out cash, you know what I'm talking about, those envelopes, gifts, right, the cover. We do, the money that we put in those envelopes, we get it blessed during those 5 days of Diwali. So we get crisp bills every year, have them, you know, dollar bills, $5 bills, $10, $50, $100, whatever you need, and you save it for the Dhanteras Puja, which is the first day of Diwali. But before we even get to that, there's preparation we do. First day of Diwali in many parts of Gujarat is Agyaras, the 11th day before full moon or no moon. And Agyaras is when we start getting our front yard ready. Of course, there's Diwali cleaning. You gotta get rid of the cobwebs, make sure your floor is clean for the new year, the new energy that's going to be coming into you. So we're going to begin by I'm going to show you how I clean my front yard and get it ready for Diwali. Are you ready? Come along. So what are we going to need to prep for Diwali? Our front yard specifically is this little tray that I've created. I know you see washcloths, but trust me, they're rags and they're going to come in handy. So basically what you're going to need is a glass of water, little kumkum powder or kumku, which is this guy, then some rice, chokha in Gujarati or chawal in Hindi, and chandan or haldi for, I'll show you what we need it for. And after this, I'm also going to take the Rangoli tray with me, which I'm going to show you. Oh boy, this is a heavy one, but here it goes. So this ginormous tray is all the Rangoli powder that we found at Indian stores. You know, it specifically says Rangoli color, so you could buy different colors. And I'll tell you why these acrylic paints are in here. Once we go outside, you'll have a better idea. But I like to also have a piece of chalk so I could draw an outline for my Rangoli pattern before I fill it in with colors. I'm not a professional Rangoli artist, but I love doing this because it's the front of my house and it welcomes all the goodness in the house, however my drawing may be. So if you've been following me for a while, you know on Instagram I do this series called Why Do We? As Gujarati folks or as Hindu folks, why do we do certain things around our house? And when we ask our parents, the answer is, well, I don't know, because my mom told me to do it, or we've been doing it for a generation. I think we're at that point where we're the generation, we want to know, why do we do what we do? Because now, when we have a deeper understanding of why we do something, we want to do it, instead of just doing it because everybody else before us did it. One of the things that I talked about in one of my posts is Umbra Pujan, which is cleaning your door frame. And some people do this in different Indian cultures or different Hindu traditions. So in South India it's done differently, but in Gujarati families, some people do this on a daily basis where they wash their door frame, the front entrance to their house, to welcome the positive energy, the goddess Lakshmi, everything good that's coming in your house. Especially during the 5 days of Diwali, we at our house do this every single day, in the mornings only. And this is what we used to do it. So let's do this. I mean, you could tell my door frame at the moment is very dirty. So what we do is we pour some water and we wipe it down. And of course, this goes all the way across. And for during Diwali, what we'll be doing is every morning we clean this. And then you can use a dry cloth to dry it out. And of course, you know, to do satya or swastika, and again, some of us have this wrong understanding that the way we do satya in Hindu tradition is similar to the way it was done for the Nazis. But that's not true. Ours point in a different direction and ours have completely different meaning. So in order to get your kanku to stick, or kumkum, we added a little bit of water. We always use the third finger, which is the ring finger, to do this. And we do this, Satyas, so that, you know, the energy that is coming into the house every single day, it's the positive energy, the energy of goodness, joy, happiness, things that we want. And some people don't have time, or they don't like getting their hands dirty, so they just buy stickers. As you could tell, one year we brought these stickers for Shubh and Labh, which means anything that we're gaining may be rightfully ours. We don't want to take somebody else's. And then we'll be using the Chanting, which is sandalwood, and Haldi, which is turmeric, because both of these are auspicious. So you could put them in the middle. I just dropped some, whoops, but you know, it happens. And then we put chokha, or rice, on the top. Some people choose to simply do 5 dots. You know, they just go the little 5 dots, like you saw in the earlier when I did it for the door frame. I mean, for the walkway to the house, to the front house. And then every morning you wipe this down, as it's going to dry out during the day. And once it dries out in the morning, you get to do it fresh again for a specific day. And this particular part starts on either Agyaras, the 11th day, or on 12th day, which is Vagbaras. It's not part of the 5 days of Diwali celebration, but Vagbaras really is celebration of all the domestic animals that are part of our lives, especially Gai Mata, or a cow. And it's a tradition in many parts of India where they'll find a cow and they'll actually thank her for all the milk and the help that you get around your home or for your farms. And that's Vagbaras. So this gets happened every single day. Now Rangoli, I'm not really gonna do it yet because, you know, that takes a long time, but I'm gonna show you what it looks like and how I do it. So Rangoli is a big part of our Diwali celebration, as some of you already know this. Basically, it's these beautiful, intricate designs people do with these powder colors. A lot of people use food coloring and they just mix it with rice so that, you know, it's easier to do Rangoli. I actually like the powder part, and what I'll do is I'll take a pinch of the powder, the way I do it here, and then first I do the outline of the chalk, and then we'll just fill it in as we go. And this one is done. I did it last year, and I like to leave my Rangoli on the entire year. So sometimes I'll use a paintbrush and mix this color with water and do it that way. So that's Rangoli. You could do whatever designs you like. And, you know, there are some super fancy designs. And if you don't know how to do Rangoli, you could simply just write Om, and that's also as good. So to make Diwali time or all the rituals easier for me, because, you know, we live outside of India, we don't get vacations, so, you know, we have to make sure that our daily lives are going, and we want to make sure we do all of our celebrations. Our family, we like the kodiyas. I mean, there's fancy ones that you get, the lamps, but we like to have them, the clay ones that actually our potter in our gam makes it for us, which kind of makes it special. And we use, obviously, the divet, but I like to use castor oil, and I'll talk about this in a second, that why do we use castor oil. But I like to get my entire plate of diva ready for the entire day. So what I do is I'll light 2, and I'll put them outside of each of the entrances into the house. So the front door, the back door, the side doors, and obviously you could tell I have a lot of doors. So we have all of these. And then we have our kids tasked that they get to go collect them or help me put out the diva, or everybody gets a turn. And then afternoon, I'll get them ready again for the evening. On a busy day, I'll just do the front door. I know it's kind of hard to spend a lot of time on this, but this actually brings me so much joy, because when I'm doing this, I'm thinking back to my times in the gam with my parents and grandparents and how we did these things. So this is something you can do ahead of time and have it ready for yourself every single day of Diwali. One of Diwali officially is Dhanteras, which is the 13th day before no moon Amas, is the actual day of Diwali. Dhanteras is a day celebrating the wealth and the prosperity and abundance that we've all been given in this lifetime. The true meaning behind Dhanteras, I know a lot of you know this as we wash money and we purify it. And that's true. But more than that, it's purifying our thoughts around money. That may I only take what belongs to me, may I not harm anybody along the way, and that I spend the money in the right way by helping people and enjoying this life that God has given us. And basically, this is the day that in our family, we have a tradition that over the years, my in-laws and my husband and I have collected these coins that when we travel, we bring from different countries. My father-in-law has coins from back in India, where if some of you remember, it's a coin with a hole in the middle. It's called Kano Peso. And so he has things like that. So my kids and I really look forward to actual Dhanteras Puja because we all look at the coin. My son loves pulling out his phone and looking at the value of these coins, what it's worth now. And so little things that we do. If you haven't downloaded our freebie about 5 days of Diwali, this gives you exact details on the material that you need to do this Dhanterasli Puja. Again, remember about puja is you may do this wrong, but as long as your heart is pure and your intentions are clean, God's not going to come after you and go, oh, you did this wrong. I'm not going to accept your puja. God's our unforgiving God. So have a clean heart and do the best you can. But I'm going to show you how we do it and how you can do it as well. So what do you need for Dhanterasli Puja, which is day 1 of Diwali? You're going to need coins if your family has been gathering coins and dollar bills or rupees or whatever note that you use, whatever country you're in, your currency. If this is the first time your family is starting this tradition, then that's okay. You gather the coins and the bills starting this year. Our family tries to save it in a bag. I'm giving you just an example of a tiny little bag. We have a giant bag that we put it in because we like looking at the old coins over a period of time. You'll need fresh flour. You'll need a narir or a coconut, which I don't have at the moment. You will need some prasad or some dry fruits or something sweet to offer to the gods first, and then actually we get to enjoy it. So you could put whatever you want. You could put chocolates if that's your thing. You will need a lot of water, and I use a whole pitcher because we're going to be washing the coins. You'll need milk, and you'll also need panchamrit. Now, if you don't know what panchamrit is and how to make it, I have a wonderful video that I created. It's on IGTV and on our YouTube channel. You could go check it out. It's super easy. It's 5 ingredients. Panchamrit, panch, amrit, 5 nectars, immortal nectars. So you'll need a little bit of that for the puja. You'll also need a small plate where you'll be washing the coins, right? And then a nice decorative plate if you want, or a simple plate to put the coins in once they've been washed and dried. You'll also need a cloth or a hand towel so you could wipe your coins out. You can also find your favorite piece of jewelry. I sometimes just put in the regular ring that I use. My daughter puts in her necklace that she wears day to day, and other things that you may want to put in your puja or that you want to get blessed. Sometimes I'll put my checkbooks or dollar bills, and as I mentioned earlier, we like to get the crisp bills that we could use to give to the kids or all the other vyavhar we do, so that this money has been blessed by Lakshmi Ma. So we're going to do the puja. So you may think, well, do you really wash dollar bills or the paper money? But no, what we're doing is just washing the coins. Some of these are from India and the travels that, with my in-laws or I've been to. And if you keep gathering coins for like over 30 years, that's a lot of coins. What do we do with it? So what happens with just specifically coins is we will start out by saving coins, but every 5 years we go through it and donate the coins, some of the coins that have been with us, and we know that we can find them. Now the rare ones obviously we hold on to for a long period of time. So what you want to do is just take a small plate, thali or a stone vessel. And then you put in your coins in here. You can, people also, like the things that we've been gathering for years, we'll put in a piece of turmeric. A fresh turmeric goes in there, and sometimes there's a precious stone. For example, if my in-laws have gone to Mansarovar, which is in Kailash Mountains in the Himalayas, they'll bring stones, and those are holy stones, so they stay with it. And then once you have this here, you'll put just a couple of spoons of the milk, because you don't have to do it. People sometimes just put in a lot of milk. You don't have to do that. It's up to you. You could add panchamrit as well, which is the 5 nectar. And then, because this is just, been purified by milk, and then we'll add our water, and then you move it around, basically. Now, this is also the day where people buy gold for their ears. So, the gold shops in India, jewelry shops, are happy for Dhanteras, because this is when we go in. And it's, in Gujarati we say sukanyu, or it's for blessing. And so, a couple of times you wash this. And this is why you need another plate, because after you washed it, we take it out. And people do this several times, or you can just take a hand towel and start drying them, which is what I'm going to do now. Okay, so the way, this is an easy way to dry. You could pick up each coin and dry it, but everybody gets a hand towel and everybody goes to work, and we just try to clean all the coins the best we can, and this may take a while, so you can stop recording.
Get on there. Okay. It's recording.
All right. So when I look at these coins, sometimes I'll tell my kids stories, like my grandpa used to pay us 10 paisa, which is 10, for every time we got to fan him in the afternoon, because there was no electricity and it was really hot. So all the grandkids got to take turns, and I used my 10 cents or my 10 paisa and walked down to the little dukan or shop and bought Vixni Gori. I know, it's like a cough drop, but that was my obsession when I was like 10 years old. So when we're done cleaning these, you get the nice pretty pies, or however you want to do it, and we'll be putting them in here. And once you have that in here, this is the whole time we're doing this. There's one thing I forgot to mention earlier, was that before we begin any of this, we actually, and this is why I said download the freebie, because just in case I forget to mention it, it's there in the freebie, that we start with chanting Ganesh mantra. Because Ganesh ji is Ganpati, is the god that we, in Hinduism, we pray to whenever we begin any auspicious thing. And the simple Ganesh mantra that's in the freebie is Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Or you can, if you don't know Sanskrit mantras and you don't want to chant, you could use YouTube and just play a mantra that I'm singing on our YouTube channel. And if you're not following us, make sure you follow us, because you could find these mantras that could just play in the background while you're doing your puja. After this, when we're ready to do the puja for the coins, we will chant the Lakshmi mantra. And now we'll basically sprinkle this with some kanku, which is, you just go over it. Then the turmeric rice, meaning hardar vada chokha, right? And we just go sprinkle that everywhere. Then we'll put in our flour. We'll light our diya, which I will do it now. And this whole time you're saying Om Mahalakshmi cha vidmahi Vishnu Patni cha dhimahi Tanno Lakshmi prachodayat. Om Mahalakshmi cha vidmahi Vishnu Patni cha dhimahi Tanno Lakshmi prachodayat. And then you can do Lakshmi Mani Aarti. You can bring in all of your precious things you want to get blessed, and you could set them next to all of your money. You could put in things that you use day-to-day basis, open if you want, or in containers. You can bring in your checkbooks or the dollar bills that you want to get blessed. And at the end, you will do the aarti, you will get your blessings, and then leave this overnight. Because the belief is that Lakshmi Ma is going to visit your space at night and bless all of your wealth and abundance and guide you in the right direction as you go forward in the New Year's. The next day, you can take everything out, put it away wherever it goes, and as you're doing it, just remember that wealth is not just determined by the amount of things we own, but it's also our health, our family, the love we're surrounded by, and just being grateful for everything that we've been given. And that's what Dhanteras is all about. Day 2 of Diwali. This is known as Narak Chaturdashi or Kadi Chaudas for those of us that are Gujarati. Kadi Chaudas literally means black 14th new moon day. So the significance of this day is Narakasur was a demon that was killed by Krishna, and this is signifying the victory of Narakasur, good over evil. Good over evil. And the things that we do in our family, 2 specific things, is we do fresh kajal or fresh mass in Gujarati, and then we put it on everybody's eyes to keep all the evil eyes away. And we also put on tel in our hair, especially castor oil, to massage our scalp and cool it down. This day is also celebrated by a lot of black magicians and tantric people, and they actually go to smashan or graveyards and they do their prayers over there. I know, it's strange. When we were younger, we were told all the ghosts and goblins came out on this day, which is surprising, where, the Halloween was just around the corner and the ghost and goblins concept. And a lot of people that pray would do prayers for Kal Bhairav. He's another Durga Ma's devotee that's prayed upon. In our house, we do Durga Chalisa, or we'll just say Om Durgaya Namah, Om Durgaya Namah. But basically, we do our evening aartis and we'll sit in front of the altar and do these prayers. The biggest thing you want to keep in mind is this is the day to pray for all the evil spirits and all the bad things to stay away, because we want the good in and bad out. And I'm going to show you how you can make fresh kajal or fresh mass at home, which is what we do. And you'll be surprised, even our 94-year-old grandma, she puts on this mess. And a lot of people don't like it because it's going to get really dark, your eyes, because this is fresh stuff. And all you need for this is ghee, a little divet or a little wick, and a divo and a spoon. So you ready? We're going to make mess. Not mass, but. The other thing I forgot to mention about Kadi Chaudas is you can tell I'm wearing black, which in Gujarati is karu, and that's for Kadi Chaudas. All you need for mess is a stainless steel spoon, a diyo. It doesn't have to be in a copper container. It could be in a marble or in a glass. But you want to make sure that you have ghee and the wick. And all you do is hold the spoon over, so I think in English it's called a sip, to collect this part. I'm not quite sure. But basically you have to stay there long enough so it's going to collect, and when it collects it's going to be a little hot. So be careful. Sometimes we'll leave it, set things around it so it collects enough. You could do it this way or you could turn the spoon around, but you could see it collected this much. And what you do is, again, this was only 30 seconds that I held this spoon over the ghee and the wick. And then you can use your finger, and I'm using this finger again, and now it's not that hot. And it'll come on your hands, and you could put it on the bottom of your eyelid, right? Or just to ward off evil spirits, we just put it behind your ears, or if it's a younger baby, you put it on top of their head. and hope that your Kali Chaudhus is safe and sound, and may all the ghosts and goblins stay away from all of us and the evil spirit stays away. Happy Kali Chaudhus! Day 3 of Diwali, and this is the actual day of Diwali. I know we're used to hearing Diwali. Gujarati ma, we would say Diwali or Deepavali. That's another name for Diwali. Diwali is, the actual day of Diwali is the last day of the year. And this is the day we reflect that how has my year been? Not just in mental space, but in your accounting and in your business. So this is the day people do Chopra Pujan. We sit down and figure out your profits and loss, but not just in your books, but in your personal life. For example, one of my most favorite Bhagavad growing up in Swadhyay was Jindagi na chopda ma sarvado mandjo manne mein taji kari kame lagadjo Jindagi na chopda ma sarvado mandjo. That means look back, reflect. What were the times that you could have been better? You could have been of help to somebody. And what were the times that you actually spent those time earning things for your soul? You know, being of help to somebody else or doing kind things in life. And Diwali, another story associated with Diwali is that this is the day in the epic story of Ramayana is Lord Ramchandraji, brings Sita Manya back to Ayodhya after their exile for 14 years. Did you know I know this is a shameless plug, but we have amazing magnetic Ramayana board on our store. Actually, we used to have it. We no longer have it. Sorry about that. Maybe you'll come back again. But that's the story of Diwali, is that when Ram and Sita came back and the entire Ayodhya was lit with diyas. There are a few Gujarati sloks or Sanskrit sloks that you may have heard. You know, Asatoma Satgamaya, Tamsoma Jyotirgamaya. Let the darkness vanish, let my dark thoughts vanish, and may my inside and my outside be lit with the light of God. The other one is we just did Tamsoma Jyotirgamaya, Astoma Jyotirgamaya. And then, so this is the day when you bring out your books. So if you're a business owner, you put out your corporate kit, your things that are business related in front of your altar or your gadi, and then you pray to it. And one of the things we do is we take blank pieces of paper. This is the day of Saraswati Ma, as she's going to guide you. She's the goddess of knowledge, wisdom, and arts. And she's going to guide you in the coming years so that you may live rightfully without harming anybody and being just. So what we do is we get brand new pens and we use them for contract signings or things like that happen throughout the year during your business. And then also on a blank piece of paper, we write with kamku. So I dip my matchstick in wet kamku. And now I'm going to be writing Shri, which is in Sanskrit, but I write it in Gujarati. And I write Stava, meaning 1.5. So may all the wealth that we receive will be 1 plus some more. That all the good deeds we do, may those be 1 plus more. Then we do 5 little dots. Basically, we build a pyramid of wealth, knowledge, and wisdom. And there it is. And then we would put this, we leave it overnight to be blessed by Goddess Saraswati. So sometimes we'll do the mantra, Ya Kunde Indu Tushar Har Dhavala, Ya Supravastra Vruta, Ya Veena Vardanda Manditakara, Ya Sveta Padmasana, Ya Brahma Chutta Sankara Prabhudivi, Devai Sada Vandita, Samam Patu Saraswati Bhagavati, Nishesha Jaryapaha. Or simply you can say Om Saraswati Nama, Om Saraswati Nama, and you can leave this in your bank lockers, or you could put it in your safe or in your filing cabinet, so that all the accounting and things that are to be happening in the New Year's are going to be guided by Saraswati Ma. So my prayer for all of us, including me, is that may darkness vanish from our lives. May light of God and goodness come into all of our lives in the forms of good health, prosperity, abundance, and joy. Happy Diwali. Happy New Year! Nutan Varsha Abhinandan. I know some of you are used to hearing Sal Mubarak, which is a shorter way of saying Happy New Year, but in our family we say Nutan Varsha Abhinandan, which means blessings or salutations or congratulations or Happy New Year. New Year's in our Vedic traditions this is the day where Bali Raja, we do prayers for his good qualities. And the other story is that if you've heard of Krishna and Krishna Leela, one of the stories is Krishna Bhagwan lifted the entire mountain of Govardhan on his pinky finger because there was this big flood and everything was drowning and everybody needed to be saved. So he picked up the Govardhan mountain on his pinky finger and he saved all the Vrajvasi, the people of the town. On this day, Govardhan Puja is one of the things that many people do, which is to pray for all of our blessings that we've been given, meaning the things that grow on the mountains. So all the blessings of the natural herbs, the vegetation, the things, animals, the things that nurture and nourish this lifetime. Govardhan Puja, along with it, people do what's called an Annakut. So many people go to the temples. This was one of our things that we did when we were growing up. The thing that I remember distinctly is we only got to buy brand new clothes as young kids growing up in India twice a year. And one of the times was right before Diwali. Because on New Year's Day, on Bestu Varas morning, we put on our brand new clothes and my God, were we excited. I mean, we all got up at the crack of dawn. All the kids too, we would all get up at 5, 6, everybody showered up. And first thing we do is we go up to the temple or the mandir and we ask for blessings from the gods to bless us for the rest of the year. And this is the place where there was Annakut, meaning and when I say a lot of food, there's Chappan Bhog, meaning 56 different types of items are displayed in front of God. And everybody gets that as prasad. As young kids, what we liked when I was growing up about New Year's is that Fadiyu is like a cul-de-sac. And I grew up in Baroda, but during Diwali time, we went over to my grandpa's village, or Gam. And Fadiyu is like a cul-de-sac or a neighborhood. And we would, as young kids, go to every single house and wish them Happy New Year. And they would have this tray of sweets laid out and everybody got to pick something. And we got to eat as many sweets as possible. That was so much fun. The other thing that was super exciting for us as kids was, and not just as kids, adults too, as long as you have older relatives or older family members, is on this day, you bow down, you touch their feet. If you don't know why, as Hindus, we touch people's feet to get blessings, visit our blog. I wrote a really detailed blog and there's an Instagram feed post as well on why we do this. And when we bow our elders, when we page lag, or in Hindi we say peri pona, or in Punjabi, is elders normally give us an envelope full of cash. And it didn't matter how much cash was in the envelopes, but at the end of the day, we all sat around and gathered our envelopes. Oh my goodness, it was super exciting. When we were growing up, it was like 5 rupiah, 5 rupees or 10 rupees in an envelope, but that was exciting for us. And we saved up this money to buy something big at the end of the year or throughout the year. The other thing that happens being outside of India during New Year's for us now is that of course we do our family prayers in the morning. We take blessings from everybody, but this is the day we call everybody and their mother. So your phone's going to be off the hook on New Year's morning. Everybody's going to be calling you the uncle and auntie you haven't heard in ages, and all that love. I think it's just so special that on this day people choose to remember their loved ones. So Happy New Year year, Nutan Varsha Abhinandan, may this year for all of us be filled with lots of love, lots of fun, lots of joy, health, abundance, and prosperity. Day 5 of Diwali is known as Bhai Beej in Gujarati families. Throughout the year, I love that in our culture we have festivals that celebrate sibling relationships. Some of you know about Raksha Bandhan, where sister normally goes to the brother's house to tie a thread that protects him from the years to come, and the brothers bless her with gifts. Similarly, for Bhai Beej, the brothers come over to the sister's house, and sister, makes a nice feast and feeds the brother. There's one belief that why in Indian culture brothers are always having to give their sister, why is that? One of the reasons is that traditionally parents normally lived with their sons and the daughters were married off. So the parents' property that they had, normally the girls have quit claim, they don't get anything. So to make sure that there is fair treatment for the girls, all of these festivals and things come out throughout the years, and the gifts are supposed to be from their hearts, from the brother's heart for the sister. Over the years, I've learned that the true reason behind Bhai Beej is actually to acknowledge the power of a woman. That women are not just property, as sometimes people feel like, okay, well, here, you can take my daughter and here, she's yours. It's not like that. Women are very powerful, and on Bhai Beej is the day where we acknowledge that the Shakti, the strength, the politeness, the namrata, the grace that's in women, you are not going to find it in anybody. And for that reason, we say thank you to the women in our family. I know some of you have never heard this, so you're going to be like, what? Bhai Beej is just about brothers and sisters. It is, but it is also about acknowledging the strength in the feminine. Bhai Beej, our tradition is, in our family, we do, amongst my husband's cousins, we do a big Bhai Beej thing every year. Now, it doesn't fall because we live outside of India and we don't have time off, no vacations for Diwali. We don't normally celebrate Bhai Beej on the day it happens. So for example, during Thanksgiving, it's our Bhai Beej celebration. So one of my nanans or sisters will invite all the brothers and all 30 of us get together. And then there's of course lots of food, lots of laughter, and lots of things that happen. So however you celebrate Bhai Beej, happy Bhai Beej to you. And remember, Bhai Beej doesn't have to be limited between a brother and a sister. It could be between any siblings. This is, again, one more opportunity to show your siblings that you've got their back, no matter what happens. So happy Bhai Beej. So that is 5 days of Diwali. Diwali is different for everyone, every family that celebrates Diwali. It is by no means to overwhelm you. It is not about keeping up with the Joneses. Some people may go all out for Diwali, and for you it may just be hugs and kisses, and that's okay. This is the time of gratitude and celebration. So however you celebrate, it's just perfect for you. Thank you so much for allowing me to share my family's the way we celebrate Diwali and the cultural significance and the traditions that we follow. I do appreciate you, and if you like this content, be sure to follow us on all the platforms on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Be sure you're subscribed to our channel, and let me know in the comments below what kind of content you'd like to see more from me.